Even in a community like Hilliard, small, close-knit community, there are still instances of discrimination.
The importance of this is, it cannot be overemphasized.
We want every single resident in Hilliard to feel like they are valued, that their opinion counts, their humanity is important to us. The state of Ohio has not passed any anti-discrimination laws that extend to the LGBTQ community, and so local communities are having to pass their own laws. Hilliard did not have such a law, so Andy Teeter and I teamed up to work on this ordinance back when I was first elected in 2020. He and I teamed up with a resident, Alex Cofield, who had been the one to suggest that language in the charter.
The amount of time it took to put this ordinance together and to move it through the legislative process was a good 12 to 15 months. It really helps to address anybody who works, lives, or visits Hilliard. And unfortunately, we have to have an ordinance because discrimination exists. It exists in Hilliard, it exists in the state of Ohio, it exists in the United States.
Through this whole process, I found out two things. I found out that even in a community like Hilliard, there are still instances of discrimination. And we found that out through a letter campaign that we tried to do through the schools. And the responses and the outpouring and the even personal testimonies that I would get from students showed me that, hey, this is still a problem, even in a community as great as Hilliard. I also found out that words matter. I got the opportunity to sit in on a lot of meetings where they were going through and nitpicking at different points of the law, and just the thought and the effort that went into this, down to the most minute words, showed me that this was a bill that was thought through. This was a bill that I really think can rectify, or at least make better for the future, some of those instances of discrimination that I heard from my peers and students across all three high schools.
I got involved first in the form of conversation, and then from there spreading the word to others in the community, that just to let the Hilliard community know that this was a possibility, this was something that could be pursued. And the response was enormous. It was enormous, and it became very, very clear that this is something that all variety of folks in the Hilliard community wanted to see happen.
We didn't want to just lift it from another community. We wanted to take what we thought were the good parts from the different ordinances and have one Hilliard ordinance that was good for our community.
These types of codes often actually have a preventative quality, that it's going to be less likely for discrimination to even happen in Hilliard because the community at large is going to be more aware.
In those instances where it is happening, people will have an avenue where they can feel protected and heard, and that's what it's all about.
People want to live in communities where they are welcome, and this ordinance will have a tremendous impact by drawing a diverse group of people to Hilliard. And we put together a list of protected classes that is actually larger than the protected classes currently in place at the state of Ohio. And the outpouring of support which we had from our council members, from the community, from the administration at Hilliard, just makes me feel like I'm really, really a part of this great community.
It's the city of Hilliard basically saying, through law, everyone is welcome here, everyone belongs here, you can build a future here. And I think that's absolutely something that every community member, regardless of political stripes, could be proud of.